All right, there's a lot of thievery going on here. Kenny, hopefully you didn't steal anything. Kenny Smith, two-time NBA champion, joins us here live from Toyota Center, courtside, getting set for the TNT broadcast just under 30 minutes from now. Kenny, the news is official now that Chris Paul won't play. Are you surprised at all that the Rockets are going to hold him out of Game 7?
Well, I only play a doctor on TV, so I'm not.
Do you do that there,
I don't know
though?
if I'm surprised or not. I think overall, the one thing that the Rockets, are going to face now is, can they be sustainable over a long period of time? They could play well against Golden State, but without Chris Paul, they haven't been able to sustain it. And even at times with him, they haven't been able to sustain the type of effort that they need to beat Golden State.
Well, now that we know for sure that he is out, I'll pose a question to you that I posed to Coach and to Smitty at the top of the broadcast. In this scenario tonight, a game and a series that's got multiple MVPs, a guy who multiple finals MVPs, who is somebody that you firmly trust, that you know baseline what you're going to get tonight out of them to help their team win?
Wow, I think overall, for me, if everyone's talking about, let's kind of clear this up. Everyone's talking about this is a Golden State win. Without Chris Paul, they've won Game 6. They have the momentum. So I don't know if anyone's saying that Houston Rockets can win. What I think, though, they can win the game if they do things that create sustainability. Meaning, I think that they have to, at points, have James Harden attacking earlier in the shot clock. It won't wear him down as much. It won't let people lock in on him as much. And not changing their plays or changing what they do, but changing when they do it and why they do it. When and why is what champions do. Everyone here in the NBA, in terms of workouts and plays, pretty much do the same thing. But it's when you're going to do it and why you're going to do it. And I think if they do it 20 seconds into the shot clock instead of at 8 seconds into the shot clock, it allows him to not run out of gas, his team not to feel as pressured in those shots. And maybe if I catch, I don't have to shoot. I can catch and relocate and do something different instead of forcing up a tough shot.
Hey, Kenny, it's Mike. Harden has not shot the ball particularly well in this series. 41 from the floor, 26% from the three-point line. The announcement that Chris Paul is out for sure, do you feel this helps him elevate his game, or does it put that much more pressure on him that I've got to get it done? I can't fail in game number 7.
Well, I think at times, more than often, he's been a better player without Chris Paul. They haven't been a better team, but he has been a better player, meaning I think he passes the ball more when Chris isn't there because he says, it's not your turn, my turn, your turn. I think he says, I know I'm going to have the ball and I'm going to get others involved. I think he becomes a better passer. But what he hasn't been and what Chris has been is the closer, the guy who at the end of the game in the last three and a half minutes has taken the ball in his hands to make sure that they get the possession that they want. That has not elevated at any point in his career yet as a Rocket, and that will be tonight. If he can do that tonight without Chris Paul, and again, sustainability, can he do that and then bring us home, then it's a whole different ball game.
Kenny, in the Eastern Conference Finals, we made so much of Brad Stevens against Ty Lue. Haven't mentioned that much, I feel like, in this series. Who do you give the edge to in game to adjust and make the proper execution moves? Mike D'Antoni, Steve Kerr.
Well, I would say Steve Kerr has the advantage because he has more adaptability. He has more things that can move. He has more moving pieces. He has a bunch of queens on the chessboard. So you can move around in different areas and move at length, where I think Mike D'Antoni doesn't have that flexibility or adaptability with his team. These are his guys. This is how they play, and we can't change it much, where Steve Kerr can go. He hasn't even played JaVale McGee in this series, a guy who he finishes for him. As much as we, had made fun of him with Shaq and the Fool, but this guy's been very efficient for him throughout the season and throughout playoffs past. So he's got adaptability on his bench that, Mike D'Antoni doesn't have. Even if he was a better coach, he doesn't have the option to do that.
Hopefully, if you use that line later tonight, the guys are real familiar with chess, with the queens on the board. You know what I mean? Hopefully.
No question.
Yeah. Kenny, thanks so much. We'll see you coming up at the top of the hour for the TNT pregame show.
All right, guys.